Welcome to a unique immersion into the history of aviation and courage. Today, we delve into the turbulent skies of World War I, guided by the legendary figure known as the Red Baron. Get ready to witness the epic saga of Manfred von Richthofen, an aerial visionary, supreme strategist, and the ace of aces in the Great War. Prepare for a unique journey, where bravery intertwines with mastery, and the skies become the stage for an epic that echoes through time. Without further ado, dive with us into this fascinating exploration of the extraordinary feats of the Red Baron. Noble heritage of the Red Baron. Manfred von Richthofen, the legendary Red Baron, saw the light of the world in Kleinburg, a small Polish locality that at the time was part of German territory. Within this community, his lineage bore a notable distinction, as he belonged to a family of long-standing Prussian aristocrats. The title of Freiherr, translating literally as free lord or baron, was not just a badge of honor, but also an inheritance endowing Richthofen with affluent origins and a privileged social position. This noble lineage not only shaped the identity of the Red Baron, but also influenced his destiny and trajectory in life. The noble title was not merely a designation, but an inheritance, carrying responsibilities, traditions, and a certain code of conduct. The cultural and material wealth permeating Richthofen's life from birth served as a solid foundation, allowing him to explore his passions and aspirations with a backing that many of his contemporaries did not possess. The town of Kleinburg, the birthplace of the Red Baron, witnessed the beginning of an extraordinary journey that transcended geographical borders and challenged the expectations of a society in transformation. Manfred von Richthofen's noble heritage not only connected him to his roots, but also laid the groundwork for a legacy that would be written in the skies, where expertise in aerial battlefields would harmoniously combine with the noble lineage, distinguishing him among his peers. At the dawn of an era when the skies unfolded as a vast field of discovery and challenges for humanity, an individual emerged, not merely navigating, but mastering the art of piloting flying machines, a visionary of the skies, an unparalleled strategist in celestial domains. This singular man goes by the name of Manfred von Richthofen, globally renowned as the legendary Baron Red. In a context of change and learning, Manfred rose as an aviation icon, leaving an indelible mark in the skies and in the hearts of those who witnessed his audacity in the turbulent days of World War I. But still, who was the Red Baron? From saddle to aircraft, the unusual military trajectory. Manfred von Richthofen's entry into the military scene reveals a journey marked by twists and a remarkable adaptability to the ever-evolving demands of World War I. From the back of a horse to skies dominated by flying machines, the trajectory of the Red Baron is undoubtedly a unique narrative of resilience and audacity. Richthofen's military history began 2 years after the onset of the global conflict. Initially, the young German joined the Mounted Scouting Corps of the Cavalry, a position that still adhered to the traditions of ancient combat tactics. However, rapid changes in war strategies and pressure on German forces from the Entente drastically altered the conflict landscape. With cavalry being transferred to the trenches alongside infantry, Richthofen saw an opportunity to transition to the Air Corps, where flying machines were beginning to play a crucial role. In a bold decision, he negotiated his transfer, marking the beginning of a career that would make him a legend in the annals of military aviation. Richthofen's aerial prowess quickly stood out, and his skill as a fighter pilot soon became legendary. The challenging environment of aerial combat became the stage where the Red Baron flourished, leveraging his wit and strategic abilities to stand out among his peers. Thus, from the saddle to the aircraft, Manfred von Richthofen paved an unusual path, adapting to the demands of a war in constant transformation. His transition from a traditional combat medium to the forefront of aerial technology symbolizes not only his technical skill, but also the ability of an exceptional individual to reinvent himself in the face of the challenges imposed by the winds of war. The rise of the Red Baron, the supreme ace of World War I. Recognized for downing 80 enemies in aerial combat, Manfred von Richthofen stood out as the greatest fighter pilot of World War I. His exceptional control of aircraft earned him a legendary reputation. Early aerial battles and Baron strategies. The Red Baron's initial forays into the skies were a daring dance with the uncertainty and novelty of aerial combat. In a context where tactics were constantly evolving, Manfred von Richthofen began to carve his reputation as a formidable strategist and an exceptional gunner. The early battles, where the Red Baron served as a rear gunner, were marked by an outstanding feature: unaccounted victories. A notable episode was the downing of a French biplane over enemy territory in Champagne. Interestingly, the casualties resulting from this battle were never officially recorded by the German forces, as the enemy aircraft was not captured. This early strategic approach reveals not only the technical skill of the Red Baron, but also his tactical acumen. By downing an aircraft without allowing enemy forces to claim the casualties, Richthofen demonstrated not only aerial maneuvering prowess, but also a shrewd understanding of combat psychology. The uncertainty about the fate of the enemy aircraft added an element of mystery to the Red Baron's early victories, contributing to the aura of intrigue surrounding his abilities. These initial episodes were a prelude to Richthofen's meteoric rise as an ace of aviation. His refined strategy, combined with exquisite skill, laid the foundation for subsequent victories that would make him a legend in the skies of World War I. The narrative of the Red Baron's early kills not only documents his achievements, but also sheds light on the complexity of aerial combat at the time, and the singular cunning of a pilot who was only beginning to leave his mark in the skies of military history. The Fokker DR-1, with its 3 wings, was the machine that accompanied the Red Baron on the final missions of his career. The decision to paint the aircraft red was not merely aesthetic, it was a deliberate strategy to highlight the Baron's presence in the skies. This choice not only reinforced his image as a fearless leader, but also added a psychological element to the conflict, instilling fear in adversaries. Richthofen not only marked his territory, but also shaped the narrative of aerial warfare. His visual signature became a legacy, a vivid reminder of the audacity and determination that defined the Red Baron's final moments in the tumultuous skies of World War I. In the final months of his life, Manfred von Richthofen became inseparably associated with an iconic aircraft, the Fokker DR-1. However, what made this plane legendary was not only its efficiency in combat, but also Richthofen's peculiar choice to paint it red, a visual emblem that would become a milestone in military aviation history. Ostentatious celebrations, the ritual of silver goblets. The Red Baron instituted a peculiar celebration ritual, the request for a silver goblet after each victory. This extravagant gesture, however, was interrupted by the scarcity of ore in war-devastated Germany. Why controversial death Richthofen met his demise in action in 1918 near Somme. During the episode, he was pursuing the young Canadian Wilfrid May, who was in an enemy fleet plane when he was hit in the torso. He managed to land his aircraft, but succumbed to the battlefield due to the injury. Von Richthofen's body was examined by a board of Allied doctors. The cause of death was a bullet from the trenches. The projectile entered below the right armpit and traveled up through the chest, causing fatal damage to the heart and lungs. The RAF recognizes the Englishman Roy Brown as the one who brought down the top ace of World War I, but Australian gunner Robert Bowie claims to have made the shot. After a reconstruction in 1998, the true author of the shot is revealed, the Australian Cedric Popkin, who died without knowing of his feat. The corpse of the Red Baron fell into enemy hands and was handed over to the Australian fighter squadron. However, the adversaries buried him with full military honors and a grand ceremony that bestowed upon him the title of War Hero. His plane was divided into pieces that became trophies and mementos. Only in 1925 was his body repatriated and buried in Germany. A heartfelt thank you for joining us on this journey through the clouds of history. Until next time.